And we're live. I wonder when, my Facebook feed, sorry. They're all like, what are you guys going to do on November 4th when the pandemic's over? Do you think there's any truth to that? Is there any, like, is it been hyped at all? I feel like it's irresponsible to even ask that question, but.
I'm interested to, like, have they started coming out with, like, what the flu numbers for this year are like compared to COVID or anything?
I don't know. I know the death numbers are way up. Like the amount of deaths.
I thought case numbers were up and death numbers were down.
I'm talking about deaths in general. Like we have something like 250,000 extra deaths in America this year. And the difference is COVID.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, then I would say, no, it's definitely not going to end.
Wait, we have 250,000
additional death to whatever the normal
compared
is,
to what you'd think the schedule should be. Yeah. You know,
so that's
we got 50 million of heart disease because we eat nothing but that. And then
so that's weird to me because like, hear me out. So many people have been sheltered. That means that fewer people have been on the highways, right? Which is, I would think, responsible for a lot of the deaths we have. It seems like we would have saved a lot of people by keeping people like locked down.
That's like 50,000 a year in cars or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like
a lot of people think there are unaccounted for COVID deaths, that the numbers of deaths are higher than they say it is. So even though we're claiming like 220,000, something like that, the number is closer to 300. That may be
I looked at your Facebook and they're quite sure that they have way blown that out of proportion. I heard there's like 8 to 10 deaths.
I've heard that too. Same source. Yeah, I don't know. But apparently deaths got more deaths in America than we're supposed to have at this point. And it's because of COVID. And but I there's this thing, and I'm not immune to it. We're all kind of done with the pandemic, right? Isn't everyone a little done? I'm trying to figure out whether I should schedule a trip to Colombia. I was thinking about it hard today.
I'm going out to a bar on Halloween night, which might be the dumbest thing ever, but you know.
Right? But we're done with the pandemic, but the pandemic's not done with us.
Yeah.
Or how do we balance this?
Pretty much open. They just tell you the same stuff that restaurants do. Just like, hey, you got to wear your mask. You got to stay 6 feet apart.
Restaurants in particular are hazardous, silly, call it what you will, right? Like I can wear a mask at like a gym. I can wear a mask in a lot of places and perhaps lower my risk. But at a restaurant, a mask there is just theater. You know, you're just pretending to take a health precaution because you're about to
wear it in. Yeah, you wear it in and you take it off immediately. Like, what's the point? You know,
so. And I could say it another way. You wear it for 30 seconds and then you don't wear it for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having sex with a condom for like the first few minutes and then taking it off for the last few. It's like, is that safe sex? Well, for a while it was.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. So
then you put the condom back on after raw dogging.
Yes. Well, I always finish in the condom, of course.
Well, then it's safe, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the parallel is there. Like I don't know. Maybe you're putting the condom back on for the drive home, perhaps.
Taking her back to her house and put the condom on.
But anyway, yeah. So like it's harder to shut down this time around. If you guys don't know, the case numbers are higher than they've ever been. We've been breaking records for like 3 out of the last 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's hard to like shut everything down. We tried shutting it down. You know, the economy can only take so much of a hit. The people are only willing to sacrifice so much, or I don't know. Maybe I wish I'd phrased that better, but take it as you will. So yeah, I don't know what happens with COVID next. I'm kind of curious about it. How bad is it going to be?
Probably keep going up since it's flu season now. But
yeah,
I mean, how many millions of people have it? How many million people need to get it until it's like, all right, you got the herd immunity now?
60%, 70%, 2/3.
Oh, well, then that's going to take forever.
Yeah, you don't get herd immunity from like 400,000 people getting it when there's like 300 million of us.
Something
so
like
then this is.
I think we're about 8 million now, and 2/3 of 330 is incalculable now. So do we need to go from 8 million to 220 million, roughly?
Yeah.
So we're not.
All right, get out to the bars, boys. Let's go.
Yes, BlameTruth is doing a public service.
Open mouth sneezing onto light fixtures in public places.
I'll just go and start licking doorknobs at the bar, and we'll.
Yeah, I'm still locked down. I haven't been to a restaurant. I don't remember the last time I was in a restaurant. I honestly have no idea when it was. I remember I went to a Red Lobster sometime last year. I don't fucking know
Rescue.
anymore.
So you're-
terrible last memory.
Kyle locked down 4 months before the pandemic started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really did.
I've been locked
it was-
down since February 18, except for a brief stint in the can. Yeah, where I was also locked down. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, it seemed kind of serious right from the beginning. I don't know.
Wait, that's not the Kyle I remember.
I ranked it a 1 out of 10
I
on
do
my danger
remember
scale.
that.
1 being the most dangerous.
I remember
This
that
is-
eventually.
So false.
You
You mocked me roundly for saying
I
that
don't
it
know
might
how
be
your
serious.
danger scale works, but
All right, we can retcon that. That's okay. You've seen it from the beginning.
I've been wrong
of
every
course.
step of the way. I thought it was going to go away because of summer. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I thought it was going to be as big a deal as Ebola was, right out of the gate. And then it became a bigger deal in March, and I was like, cool. Thankfully, though, summer's coming. The flu always ends. It kind of didn't. July was a peak, and now they say winter's coming, and I'm like, what the fuck? Does weather matter or not? You guys have just picked whatever's worse, it seems like, both times, and been right both times. I don't get it.
Doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I'm sure
remember
it'll
those
be worse now,
crowds
'cause
on the
it's winter.
beaches in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're outside.
That only helps
Why
so
do you
much.
think that matters?
What do you mean? What I mean, if they're making out and like laying 2 feet away from each other, yeah. But
As they were. It's the
were.
beach in Florida. They're spitting in each other's eyes. Like all day. That's all they're
anywhere
doing.
in Florida. Yeah, so
I think you can
Florida
pretty
had the
much
whole
find
spring break thing, and then they became like the epicenter of a global pandemic. And then Sturgis happened, and now North Dakota and South Dakota is the worst place around. We'll see where's next.
Per capita, but again, we've talked about that. That's a bit deceptive because there's only 8 people there.
There's like
6 of them have it.
800,000 in each state. So
800,000.
I know
we
that's
had a
not
North
big, but
Dakotan in the hangout, and somebody was like, "What is it like? 2-3 million people there?" He's like, "We're hoping to get to 1 million by 2030."
A million by 2030. Man,
but their
that's a good
numbers are
problem to have.
outrageous. Like their per capita is double what New York's ever was. I think something close to that.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know what it's gonna fucking do. I just don't care anymore. I when I say don't care, like I'm doing. It's like Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part, right? I'm locked the fuck down over here. I don't get to see anybody. I haven't been. My favorite things to do are like go to the movies, go out to restaurants, and I haven't done either of those things in almost a year. Like I'm doing my part. I got my goddamn hand sanitizer. I got like 8 fucking masks.
Why 8?
Because I'm always losing them, and every car needs one. And then I'll bring it in, and I'll leave it on the bathroom counter, and then I'll be out to like walk into a grocery store, and they're like, "Oh, where's your mask?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's at fucking home. It's at home."
Oh, it's at Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
I'm not going back. We were talking about, do you have the stylish or the more stylish masks?
Yeah,
I buy Kitty's masks. She makes them on her Etsy store on One Tree Lane. And I buy, so I get the ones that she makes.
Are they masculine?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, they don't have like a big pink pussy in the middle or anything.
I'm not sure if that's masculine or feminine.
Yeah, it could be either one. Yeah.
There's not. Yeah.
I have a black one. I have a tan one. The plumber came over the other day, and Jackie's like, "Here, put this on." And it's like, there are bows on this. We're gonna have to change it up. That's not okay.
I'll just
Why are
breathe
all-
out the corner of my mouth. You guys are putting fashion ahead of safety. I've got the box of surgical masks. Once you use one outside, you just toss it, just throw it away, pick a fresh one.
Oh, that's terrible for the environment.
That's terrible for fashion.
Yeah. It's terrible for both.
But it's better. No, you can't put me out of the Patreon.
That's true.
But no, they're better for keeping the little droplets in, right? Like at this point, yeah, I'll still go to restaurants and bars and stuff, but I abide by all the rules.
You think
really
cotton
just
beats
restaurants,
cloth?
not bars. Yeah. Those surgical masks are better than cloth over.
I think
your
mine
mouth.
is
They're
the
better.
best. Mine's cloth, but it has an insert to put this like filter in front of it, and that's what you breathe through. Is that what you have also, Kyle?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But I like yours.
It might even be carbon in there. I don't know. Like it's the thing.
I mean, I like pretending to be a doctor. It's a different kind of stolen valor.
Doctor, squirrel, owl, doesn't matter.
We
Did
need
you guys know that beards act as a natural filter for germs? Like
Is it
beards.
a filter or a germ collector, right? Like
That's up for debate.
All they have to do is find a bunch of viruses on your mustache and act like it did a good thing. But I could argue the opposite.
That's true.
That virus would have scooted on by you if it hadn't been for that mustache just reaching out and grabbing it.
You're like an air broom just collecting viruses. And
you're like a walking air filter. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be like a whale's teeth, you know, where the krill come in and they kind of get stuck. Those are the little bacteria and the virus. Yeah. Maybe.
But I'd rather it be in my beard than in my lungs. You know what I mean? Because you shower and you wash your face and all that stuff. So
I have this thought though that like it doesn't do much. Like, okay, I've heard that nose hairs perform that function too, that you inhale and it grabs all the viruses and bacteria and keeps them out of your lungs. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, that's the worst filter in the world, my nose hairs. You can see past them. What kind of effective filtering can you get? Like, it can't be stopping air and viruses and things like that. Like, that's bullshit. I'm not buying it.
Like the nose hair teams working in your nose. It's just happenstance. Like, I got one. We stopped the virus.
Oh, there it goes. Never mind.
2 trillion other little bits got by.
Exactly.
That is true. God, why didn't I think of this? Was that just some biologist being like, well, there's got to be some reason there's hair in there? A filter.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like biologists are doing this all the time. They're constantly being like, oh, you see this thing with the long neck? It evolved that long neck to eat the trees. Oh, really? Or did it eat the trees because that's the only thing at head height? Like maybe that's not a perfect example, but there are tons of things. A better one is this. Hey, poisonous snakes are red and yellow. It tells all the other animals that this is a scary one. Non-poisonous snakes, well, they're also red and yellow because it wants all the other animals to think that it's poisonous. Get the fuck out of here. You're just making things up at this point. You're just pretending that you figured out why this thing's red and yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe
red and yellow, fellow. Red and black.
Venom lack. It's venom lack.
Venom lack. Okay.
Venom lack.
Yeah.
No wonder. That's a terrible.
Hey, what's the berry one? Is it red and sweet, good to eat? Something like that?
Just don't eat berries in the woods.
Don't eat berries in the fucking woods.
Don't eat berries in the woods. Yeah.
I have that rhyme. Don't eat berries in the woods. 6 more months of 20s.
Math checks out.
Kyle seems to be handling it okay, so I'll take his lead and gracefully become a 35-year-old felon.
There you go. Yeah, you never know. I never thought I'd be a 35-year-old felon, but I'm almost there. It just shows that with hard work, dedication, and some real bad luck, you can achieve anything.
Biden wants to clean your record. I think there's a 1% chance.
None of them are.
Biden wants to fuck children. Biden, I find it.
Kyle, in fairness, all of them want to fuck children.
If I had to bet on whether it's more likely that Biden gets literally caught fucking a child during his presidency, or whether Biden clears my record during his presidency, I think it's 50-50.
Maybe not. I don't know if Biden can get it up.
Touche.
I mean, maybe he goes Bill Clinton, uses some sort of cigar.
Surfaces of him fucking a child from when he was a virile man. Maybe that's more likely.
Yeah.
Your record. I don't know, because there is no fucking way that any of these candidates are going to clear your record. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Bernie would try.
No, Bernie
I don't know what he gets past, but Bernie wants that to happen. It's not lip service that if he were king, it would happen.
I mean, if he were king, it would happen. He endorses people who don't want to do it. Can
you say it over again?
He endorses parties that don't want to do it. Like, there's nothing that says Kamala wants to do this. Like, Biden is just doing campaign shit. Like, it's not going to happen. There's no way. They all companies.
Taylor, You trying to get me to believe that these politicians aren't going to fulfill all their campaign promises?
They won't fulfill any. Isn't it funny? Every 3 years, it's like, we're the middle right. Oh, we're the middle left. And then like every election year, it's like, no, we're way over here now. And then as soon as the election, now we're back to debating how many troops to send somewhere. Oh, you don't want to send troops? No, it's a foregone conclusion. We will send troops. The Republicans want to send 10,000, but we, the Democrats, we want to send 7,000. What a debate! Like,
Taylor, I think that one of your criticisms of Trump is that he's not anti-war enough, but that's one of my praises of him. He's the most anti-war I can recall.
He's genuinely anti-war. He's like Kyle pointed something out. I don't recall the numbers, but he's the first president in whoever knows how long to not start a new conflict somewhere. Yep. Like, that's what I want. That's great. I love seeing us not involved in more ridiculous wars that do nothing but siphon from the middle class and serve that money to Raytheon, Halliburton, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing and a couple others. Like that's great. That's probably the best thing Trump's done is not starting new wars, not getting us embroiled in that. As I'm afraid that as soon as we get another establishment person in, whether it's Republican or Democrat, because they both love war,
we're gonna mix it up a little. I mean, we've been training Taylor.
We do that. We don't.
Taylor, you don't want to get rusty at war.
Rusty at war.
Enough is enough. We shouldn't be in these places. We have no business. Silliness.
Taylor, we're down to 2 wars. If you think that's enough, you're not patriotic like me.
I want a new war. I'm so tired of the old wars. Why can't we fight somewhere green again?
Yes, because all our camo and stuff is out of. It feels dated now, right?
Yeah.
No, even green is old hack. If there was a nice
space
war in
a gray one,
Arctic, where they got like really nice.
Ooh, Arctic warfare.
Arctic war. Yeah.
You know what?
But there's some snow people we could fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Even Russians don't hang out in that area of their country. We can't even fight them. We have to pick someone.
I bet there's some Eskimos up there getting rowdy. They could use a fucking bombing. I'd love to see that.
There's oil up there. There's oil in these cold places.
Shit.
They need some freedom.
I wish we'd find some primitive people to kill. Like get a win. Just get back in the win column.
We should get. Who was the tribe that like stabbed the guy with spears when they went to visit them?
Oh yeah, that island. It's like Citizen Island or
Citigal
something.
Maybe?
It's Sentinel. That's it. Yeah,
Sentinel. Right. Biden should take office and just get really, really like indignant about those people and how they haven't responded
to any of our radio communications.
I think Biden's
clock's ticking, Sentinel Island. It's right here. Clock's ticking. They don't know what Arabic numerals are.
Yeah.
I hope that
we only accept 5G.
I'll be waiting by the phone, Sentinel Island. If it doesn't ring by midnight tonight, Navy SEALs are coming. We're coming.
Damn Blizzard.
I want to see Joe Biden not hand over the reins to Kamala immediately and like indignantly insist that he is the guy making the calls. And then we get to watch him get crazier and crazier as he makes these traits or these calls. That's a good, I mean, it wouldn't really be a season finale, I guess. I guess it would be the
season 2
finale.
I still want that season finale I predicted where Biden wins but then dies and Trump stays in power.
Dude, you know what's crazy? The election is 5 days away and either candidate could drop dead unsuspiciously.
They are old as fuck. I mean, they're pretty fucking old.
I feel like they've moved the bar for what's acceptable old, right? Like, it used to be 40s was kind of young. 50s was kind of where you wanted your guy to be, and 60s was kind of old. Now we're mid 70s. Is Biden 78? How old is Biden? Is he late 70s?
78, 79.
Yeah.
It's too old.
60s was old. He's threatening 80s?
Yeah.
The oldest looking president that I'm like, all right, this guy's with it, but he looks old. And this is just talking about looks, not as the guy, would be like Mike Pence. He looks old, but he also looks young enough that I'm like, this guy's not going to drop dead. He's got the gray hair.
He looks old.
He doesn't look old to me. How old is Pence?
I think he's 60.
60 something.
Mike Pence looks like he could be the star of a church softball team.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Mike Pence,
old spectrum.
Hollywood has like forced shitty action heroes on us than Mike Pence. Mike Pence would be an upgrade from a handful.
Liam Neeson.
Sure. Great example.
Yes. Who wins in a fight, Liam Neeson or Mike Pence?
Pence.
I think Pence. Doesn't he have military service?
He looks like it. He's got the haircut.
Yeah, he looks like it. Looks like he's got the cut.
It's Hollywood. What else do you need? He looks like he has military service.
Now, that would be the
fucking
funniest
Liam
thing.
Neeson's a fucking Shakespearean trained actor. That pussy can't fight. They need 18 cuts to make him climb a fence these days.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's true, but I'm buying it.
You haven't seen the edits that they use to like he's climbing a fence and like taking 3 or something like that, and it's one of those chase scenes, you know, one guy chasing another through backyards, and traditionally the guy will like hurdle the fence, he'll like put 2 hands on it and throw his legs over and be over it. Well, he goes to do that number, and it's like cut, and then you're on the other side of the fence, seeing him like coming down, cut.
Dude.
Like at no point do you see any sort of fluid movement. You see him like jog, cut, hands on the fence, cut, legs going up, cut, legs going over, cut, legs coming back down, cut, landing, cut.
Are they Steven Seagaling him?
Yeah, they are. He's no Tom Cruise.
I'm really sensitive to that too. I usually call out girls for it, you know, who need like all those cuts and shaky cameras not to look ridiculous, but old men too.